Before I answer that question, I
Yeah.
just want to take a moment to honor the image of you solo tuba playing Stand By Me.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And nobody would stand by me. That's the worst part. Nobody did it. And I'm over here, just kind of running around. And it was a sousaphone, so
I
I
can
was
see it.
wrapped around it, couldn't leave, and nobody wanted to hang out with me. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll go be by myself. So,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
of course. Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 500. This is the 500th episode. It feels like there should be more episodes, but also 500 just right. And to commemorate this fantastic occasion, new logo. I hope you guys check out the new logo. It's available everywhere right now, and it's super fantastic. And if you want to know who did it, I tagged the artist that did it. He's a phenomenal graphic designer. So again, go to Instagram and check it out. He's kind of around Poland, so that's why I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but 500 episodes. Let's keep going, all right? And today I have a wonderful guest to celebrate this 500 episode. Jenny O is a phenomenal singer-songwriter. She also has a new album out right now, available right now, called Spectra, and it's so beautiful, and I recommend everybody pick it up and listen to it. But I'm done talking, all right? So let's get into this episode. So everybody sit back, relax, and Jenny, let's take it away. Because you're in the midst of, doing, interviews and promos, and getting the album ready to, for the world. Uh,
Uh-huh.
what do you do when you're just like, okay, I need a moment to myself. I need a quiet moment. What do you like to do?
I like to put on music and light up all my little lights. Um, I like lights. I like little I have these little LED candles.
Mm,
And I have um like night mode is what I call it. I activate night mode. It's usually a night mode that I give myself that time.
yeah.
Um, which is just after the sun's gone down, and then or just go for a walk. Yeah, go for a walk, big one. But if it's the daylight, usually I'm
Yeah.
not really a night walk. I'm too scared to walk around by myself at night. But in the light, I love to go for a walk. It's always good for the body, good for the mind, good for the lungs.
Right. And you're in Los Angeles?
Yes,
Okay, and yeah, I mean the nights. Well, I mean I've never been in the night in Los Angeles, but I feel like the weather gets a little bit cooler.
a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and plus the weather. Well, how's I again? Never really been to Los Angeles, but the weather, it's just nice, right? During the day, not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Most of the year. Then there's times in the year when it's pretty hot, really
Yeah,
hot,
yeah,
all day long, and then there's other times. There are a handful of days a year where it's actually quite cold, but not.
yeah.
I mean, relatively cold. Like you need a jacket, but not like cold. I'm from New York, so
Oh,
I don't.
gotcha.
There's no face mask weather.
Right. Your coldometer is just kind of calibrated differently than a West Coaster cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told right. I currently live in Texas, and the weather has been just kind of up and down this past couple of weeks. And if somebody asks me, "Is it cold?" I will always say no, just because I'm just like I'm not breathing in any ice, so
Yeah.
whatever. Because I spent a year in Chicago, and that was just like, oh, my mustache is freezing. Okay, so
Right.
this is what it's like to be cold. Okay, cool. So,
Yeah, I'm always thrown completely off when I know I'm going somewhere that's wintry and I pack for it and I'm like, all right, it's getting cold. And then I actually get there and feel what actual cold feels like again. I'm always completely shocked that intellectually I did not prepare myself for what that actually.
no, I man, it and so I usually just rock shorts and sandals all year long. Um, but during the holidays, I bought the cheapest jacket that I could buy, just so that people would leave me alone and say, "Oh, you're not cold." And I was like, I got a jacket on. Leave me alone." You know. I'm doing this for you. I'm hot right now wearing this jacket. So, be thankful. So that was my holidays. But so this is a pretty loose show, which we're already in it. We're in the thick of it. But what I love to know when it comes to an artist is when they catch the bug. In your case, when did you get that music bug?
I got the music bug real early when I was like little, like 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. Um, in a in a kind of a normal way, started playing the piano
Mm.
or whatever. But I was kind of making up my own stuff, and I remember being able to figure out a song by ear for the first time, and realizing that I had that ability to do that, and that magic feeling sent me running around the house. And so that might have been the original, the original thing. But then there was like a second wave
Mm.
of really writing music and like really going for it. That was like another probably more significant thing later. But yeah, it was super early.
When well, first off, do you remember the song that you figured out when you were younger?
Yes, it was My Country 'Tis of Thee.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Uh, yeah.
uh, no, it's
Oh, and Waiting for You by Richard Marx.
oh, okay, okay, all righty, nice.
I
Oh.
was really proud of myself that I was able to figure that one out.
I when I played tuba, I learned how to play "Stand by Me." Just
Cool.
practicing, and I was just at that moment I felt like a musician because I was like, I figured out this song and nobody taught me it.
Yeah.
Go me, yes. But that and so when you had your second kind of uh, music awakening writing songs, how old were you then,
Um,
or how many
before I,
years after the
um,
first?
before I answer that question, I
Yeah.
just want to take a moment to honor the image of you solo tuba playing Stand By Me.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And nobody would stand by me. That's the worst part. Nobody did it. And I'm over here, just kind of running around. And it was a sousaphone, so
I
I
can
was
see it.
wrapped around it, couldn't leave, and nobody wanted to hang out with me. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll go be by myself. So,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing
of course.
with the Um, the second wave probably was probably when my first time multi-tracking myself, meaning
Mm.
like recording my first thing I was recording on a reel to reel, this little four track reel to reel. And I was probably about 15 or 16 and recording my own voice and then recording harmony and another harmony over that and putting that together.
Mm.
That magic was kind of ignited me in a way that was like, oh shit, you can feel like this. And I'm still doing that every time I make a demo. It's like, wow.
Oh man, have you ever? Well, have you done any kind of looping at all? Like I don't know, with a recorder, you loop something and then you just play something else on top of it.
It's so funny. I haven't. ever mess with a loop
Mm,
pedal specifically. I mean, that's what, recording myself kind of is in a normal, like regular recording situation,
yeah.
but the actual live looping thing, I never got one. And I still talk about, I've had a conversation like 2 days ago about how about I kind of maybe need to, at least for this record, to be able to do it live because there's so much call and response and
Mm.
uh, the way that the vocals are such that I can't really do it live without several other people singing or a pedal like that, a situation like that. But I have not yet prioritized that uh, act.
It's when obviously pedals and recorders and stuff like a lot of this digital stuff that's been out for a while. Just looping in my mind is just nuts because I could see somebody doing it, but I could never process me doing it, doing what they're doing, and the fact that I mean, even just like solo recording, I'm just like, wait, what? How that? I don't know. I feel like that takes some time to just even get used to that. Just being able to just nail down a good track and something that you're just like, oh, it's all in sync. Great. Let's go. Let's move on. Uh, uh,
um,
uh,
it's I don't think it's as hard as it maybe seems. It
okay.
even feels daunting to me sometimes when I have something I have to do and I'm like, oh, I have to do this thing. And then once you're in and you put the first track down, and then you put another track down, it's like actually it just kind of goes.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably making a bigger deal of it, but it's just I have a huge
One,
respect for musicians in general, just being able to do all that, especially by yourself. It's just a lot to keep track of in your head.
yeah, one foot in front of the other. That's kind of the only way you can do anything.
Right? Okay. And so when you were with the new album, and I love the fact that you, well, let me just say that was this something that was kind of before, during, or quote unquote after COVID?
It was during
Mm-hmm.
quite squarely. Um, I released a record sort of at the beginning of of COVID in 2020.
Mm.
It was actually, yeah, it was supposed to come out and then it got delayed, but it came out during the summer of 2020. And then by that point, I had already started writing the next album. I had a few songs already, a handful of songs, and then for Spectra, which is this record.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put the recording dates on the books, and then which is usually how it goes. I set the dates and give myself a few months to till then I have all right, I have 3 months till that first day,
Yeah.
wrap it to wrap up as many songs as I can. And those were so that was the fall of 2020 that I was finishing up the songs, and we recorded it in February of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's almost 2 years ago.
Yeah. What was it weird having a record out during like the midst of COVID?
Yes, more so weird putting a record out in what would become the summer of 2020, this great awakening about race and
Mm.
racial America and um, a movement for Black lives.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, hey, here's my record. It's
Yeah.
not trying to point, make myself part. Like I was in great conflict about like pointing any focus on me.
Yeah.
And in that time, it just felt totally inappropriate, and so I kind of um, just put it out and didn't try not to make too big a deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I totally like even when I was doing podcasts, I was just like, this doesn't feel right. None of this feels like I don't what it like funny antidotes. There we go. Sorry, lazy brain. It just none of it felt right during that time, and it was just what a time that was going on, and I mean, I still feel like there's still reminiscences of it going on, but
It's
still,
it's
what?
ongoing. It was a shift. It was an
Yeah,
opening,
yeah,
and
yeah.
conversation moment, conversation opening of sharing of resources and um, giving time and space to this what had felt unspeakable,
Hmm.
To
Hmm.
and so I don't know. I think it was a welcome shift in talking about it, not a welcome shift in the violence, but um, and I think healing and laughter and adjusting to meet the moment was all part of it.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
And here we are.
yeah, yeah. Well, and so kind of, and you were saying how you were just kind of still continued to write. Did you notice that your writing had changed during that whole chunk of time?
No,
Well, so
no.
what? Yeah, I'm just very curious of again, writing music is one of those foreign things for me as well. I'm just like I don't understand, and the fact that people write music, I'm just in awe of because I just find it so fascinating. Uh, and I secretly I want to get into people's minds so that I can do it one day, but I don't think I can. It's just so it's so foreign to me.
Hmm. Well, it's okay though because um, so many things are so foreign to me. It has their things, but also I really think music is like um, it's for everybody. So
Mm.
it's like you can pick it up today. You can write your song today
Mm.
or tomorrow. Mm.
Well, and so talking about the new album, was there? And again, sticking with the kind of the writing, but also the music side. Was there one song off the album that was a little bit harder to figure out, or that just you're just like, I just need to take a little bit extra time?
Uh, that was harder to figure out. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got distracted.
Oh yeah, no worry. Yeah, it was hard to figure out whether the lyrics or the music just wasn't
Yeah,
meshing.
there was there was one song. There's one song called "Advice at a Dinner Party,"
Mm.
and it's funny because I don't want to put too much of a focus on it, and then it's like when you say things, then people remember them forever. It changes their feeling about something, but um, I struggled with the very first line of that song
Mm.
forever. Like long after we had recorded the rest of the album, um, I didn't like the line I had sung at least temporarily. I
Mm.
was like, well, if this isn't it, I'll come and I'll punch it later. Um, and sure enough, months later, I was like, I gotta change this line. And I was working on it and coming up. I have lit just endless document of all the different options I could have sang. It was the first line of that song. And I finally just chose this one and punched it like right as it was being mixed. Gave it gave it over to Kevin to mix it and was like, hope that's the one,
Well, when you do any kind of live shows, or do you think like, what? Let me just keep changing it. For this is for
Yeah.
I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. This lyric is for the Ohio crowd, and then
Yeah.
I'll have another lyric for the New York crowd.
I do that. There's certain songs where I sing something else live,
Mm.
that than what's on the record, just because I maybe had another line I liked better and something ended up on a record, and then I'm like, actually I want to sing this instead. Or there's a couple things I'm like, I wish I did sing that, and I'll just kind of skip it. Or yeah, I do things differently live often, just because why not?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's part of the live show experience. So no, I think that's pretty cool. Is it hard for you to just say, just to release something and just be like, well, okay, it's out there. I guess I have to just move
Own
on.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Is that kind of hard for you?
Um, Sometimes there's always a few things on each record that I wish were a little different. Like I should have changed this or added that extra harmony that it's missing or whatever, a lyric I could have worked more. There's always a few things on each record, but there's got to be a peacemaking and there's got to be you have to let it go. So I don't know. I'm pretty good at that, but I think it's important to stand by what you go in with.
Yeah.
Um, so there's always a certain degree of approval that I have granted myself before putting it out, but there's always a few things to make peace with for sure.
And do you have a good like support group of people that you're like, okay, I need you to listen to this and tell me,
Yes.
what's wrong, or like, am I crazy? But this sounds great, right? No.
Yeah, I have a good support circle of friends and loved ones and other songwriters for sure.
Nice. And just kind of going back to the question, kind of flipping it, was there one song off the album that was that just kind of fell into place a lot easier, a lot smoother?
Yeah, there's some songs that just kind of fall together and it's funny to me. Like I don't even have anything to do with them, you know? It's sort of
Mhm.
just like things just kind of play in my head and I'm like, what's that? And a lot of the time it's funny. Like sometimes they're funny to me. I'm like, haha, that's funny. Like, there's like the song on my record, There's a Club.
Mm.
There's a club. I am not in it. I am not in it. I'm not in it. And like that was a joke, kind of a joke song. And the joke song sometimes it's just like you got to write them anyway. And I ended up putting it on the record. This song, Pleasure and Function, kept coming
Mm.
to me as just like a little. People say channeling. I don't know, whether it's channeling or whether you're channeling yourself and your own subconscious um, or 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 whatever. I am the sum of everything I've ever listened to and read. So that song kind of came through me without really spending any time on it. Um, that was there from the beginning. Pleasure and Function and Solitary Girl kind of came together
Mhm.
pretty easy. Just was sort of there. Yeah.
Okay. It's again always fascinating when things are just effortless and it's just like, oh, okay, I get this. But I guess it also gives you a chance to focus on something that also needs more work on, into you anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's always plenty of stuff that's like requires a bunch of attention and work.
yeah, there's always a yin and a yang. It's like, oh, that's just the world telling you, like, perfect balance between the both. Thanks,
Mhm.
world. And so for the people at home that would like to listen to the album when it's available, or just keep up with you online and be informed with any shows coming up, stuff like that, where can they go to?
JennyO.com. JENNYO.com. Mhm.
But no, I had the chance to listen to the new album, and I loved it, and I'm super excited to hear more and hear what other people think of it. So thank you so much for the opportunity to chat with you.
Yeah, thanks for talking.
Of course. I mean, yeah, if I can only do one thing good, well, I can't even do that. And talking is, I like to talk. And again, I'm always fascinated with creative people because I secretly want to get their magical creative powers. So I'll let you keep your creative powers though, because I like what you're doing and I want you to keep doing it. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. But I'll let you go. You keep having a good day and keep staying safe and healthy. All right.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.